Hello everyone, this is Matthew Malcheski of Endless Travel Productions. Hope you're doing well today. So we're going to do something a little different today. So we're going to do a bit of an unboxing video. So when you travel a lot and do filming work like this, and you get to go out and use a lot of really cool toys. So toys, I mean drones, cameras, new things that are on the market coming and going, but you want to get them a little research and investigate different things before you make a purchase. But I got a new product I want to unveil with you guys and share with you. So for my new trip coming up, we're going to be going to India. So we're going to have a month in India, and we're going to be chasing tigers, and we're going to go after lions, rhinos, elephants, birds, so jungles, forests, a lot of really cool different landscapes we're going to be exploring. So we got a new toy. And we got a DJI 360 camera. And I've read a lot about this one. I've read about the Insta360, and I did my research. I compared the two cameras with the videos I've watched, and I made a decision to go with the DJI. It seemed a little bit more creative and fit my side of choice for usage, and I want to just keep up with the DJI equipment that I've been using. So for instance, I use a DJI drone Air 3. Great drone, I love it. You've seen it, some of my footage with the surfing and the lighthouses and stuff. So we went from there, we went to the gimbal for the phone. And that was great, that worked out really nicely. And I really like the product, it's good, it's user-friendly, and it has a lot of apps and things that it can help you edit your software with, which is what I use to make some of my shorts. My other element of DJI equipment that I recently purchased was the wireless mic 3s. They have been really, really awesome, and that's what I'm using right now. They're really great, and they're simple to use, literally connected to your phone, connected to your tablet, cameras, and so forth and so on. So when I buy gear, like I choose DJI, I go through the quality of the product, the durability of the product, and then what the product allows me to do for my environment of traveling in cold, polar regions, warm, tropical, humid, dry, desert. So I really put my equipment through the ringer, and I do give it the wear that it deserves. So I like to buy a good quality product, and I found that through DJI. And so let's just go through onwards with our unboxing of the DJI 360 camera. I'm not going to go into all the specs, but we can do that in another video. This is just the unboxing. I've not used it yet. I've not gotten to play with it or explore it much. So this is just going to check things out. And also in the video, check below, there will be a link for all of the DJI equipment that I use. And if you have any questions, please reach out. Don't be shy and ask a question about the gear. If you're going on a certain trip, what should I buy? What should I? So without further ado, let's move on to opening up the new DJI 360. All right, so I've got my little scissors here. Kind of like Christmas, It's pretty cool. And that's the best thing about going on trips and adventures is, oh, let's get something new. Let's get a new toy. Let's have some fun with this. Literally, I'm opening this up here. It's not pre-made or anything. I'm literally cutting down the lines here. Oh, nicely won. Nicely packed in there. And yes, DJI Osmo 360 Adventure Combo, plus the 50-piece accessory kit. So I looked at the price of the camera by itself, looked at the price of the camera with 3 batteries and the invisible stick. But when I added a little bit extra to it, you really got a lot more. So if you go on Amazon, you can really find different options. If you want just the camera, you can do that. You can get just the camera. But if you're gonna need a couple batteries in the field, all right, go over here. Yes, all right. Coming out of the pack first, we have our DJI 360. Looks pretty cool. This has the battery case, the 1.2 meter invisible selfie stick, and 3 extreme battery plus. So that's the main bits here. What else we got? All right, we have a nice big travel case. This has all the bits and pieces in it, most likely. All right, We have a digital read-write memory card piece here. This will have a nice screw mount for our attachments. And our thing included a 120 gigabyte memory card. So when you're buying memory cards, get the best one that you can afford. Whereas when you're shooting 4K, 6K, 8K, with which this camera is applicable to do, it's best to have the highest grade memory card that fits your budget. So you buy a great camera, buy a good memory card that goes with it, because it definitely carries through and it works out in the end for the quality. Okay, so now we're going to this here and let's see what we get opening up this box and cracking ourselves here on camera. Always a bonus. Right. Always very good at packaging. Never any damn surprise that works with DJI at all. There we go. Camera itself. So the camera is very small, compact, and versatile. You can use it as just a front camera, or you can also use it as the 360. So again, fits in the palm of your hand, goes in your pocket, small bag, easy to go. And here we go. That's it, guys. This shoots 360 degrees, and I've not used it before, but I think it's a really great product. And we're going to include this in our trip to India. So this should be pretty great for wildlife and different scenes and settings. We got there, we've got here. All right. Okay. All kinds of different things. I'm not sure what every individual piece is. This looks like the batteries, I think. Got some cool stickers. Yeah, what we got here? Stickers and directions. And what do we have here? We have a holding grip here. Should be pretty good. I'll work with that. We're learning about all this as we go. It's kind of the new thing of buying gear, learning it, and seeing how it fits into your travels and needs for your project. All right, so we got the little mesh neoprene bag, charging cables. All every space is used. There's no wasted space. Here's the mount for the tripod. So yeah, things are working good. Cleaning cloth, nice, tight, compact thing here. So looking good so far. We're enjoying this. And this should be the battery pack. Now we got 3 batteries. They're saying some of the batteries should last up to about like 3 hours. So this should be pretty awesome, you know. Other competitor cameras have been around for longer, but their batteries just have not developed or grown as much as I'd like to have seen them develop over the years. And they just don't match up to the new market like DJI or Insta360. So yeah, this is it, guys. We have a battery pack, a USB-C charging, which is phenomenal. It makes things a lot easier when traveling. And here we go. We've got 3 batteries. There we are. We're all set. Palm of your hand, 3 batteries. Other palm, get the camera. Guys, we're ready to go in the field with minimal stuff and really get a different kind of footage. All right, so everybody's seen that picture where the guy's snowboarding down the mountain, getting video of himself, and there's no pole. Everybody used in the past has had that selfie pole to get their footage of them doing activities. But now we have this pole here and this little mount here, which is the invisible pole mount. So this is where the magic happens. So I'm gonna get this in here. This screws in nice and snug on top. Never wanna go too tight on that, just enough to make sure it's in there and secure to not lose your camera. That's the last thing you wanna do is you're out there snowboarding, going down the mountain, sledding, and it falls off and you lose your camera and never a good story. So we got this. This goes to 1.2 meters, but I've seen the other options that go for like 10 feet tall and pretty cool stuff. You can get really creative with your shots and really bring in a new perspective. So we'll work with this, but I definitely see a nice 10-foot pole coming in for a trip to India. Okay, so we got the main parts in already. We looked at the selfie stick, the camera, the memory card, the attachments, and a bit of things there. Let's move into what our extra little bit of payment got for us. So when we're out traveling in different places, we want to be ready for all kinds of conditions, shot styles, and things just to make a little bit more creative when you're making travel videos or whatever video genre that is that you're working with. You want to be ready for different kinds of shots. So got the little extra in the adventure package. So let's see what the adventure package has for us. All right. Ah, yes. So I'm not sure what all this totally is, but we got some different things here. We got our clips, some straps, and you always need these mounting clips and pieces here. These will go into your different mounts, chest mounts, shoulder mounts, helmet mounts. Attachment and clip there. Some more pieces here and pins to go with. Never have enough of these. You're always looking for them sometimes. So another one of these is always a win. And just different style mounts. This will go on the little tripod, which is good. Another one of those. So when I've been on shoots, I have mounted the camera to my paddle when I've been out kayaking, like we were kayaking up in Svalbard around the glaciers, and just put that on the paddle you're using, or even just put it on the front of the kayak. Swap it around, get creative, you know? You're out there building an adventure, you want to share it with someone, you want to get them really in the scene. So here we have a nice headpiece. So we got one of these here. So we're out in a trek and go like this. Fairly comfortable, not bad at all. You'll mount the camera, will be good. Put it on a hat, a helmet. I'm sure if you're out climbing in different conditions, this will be great. And it seems sturdy as well too. Definitely fully adjustable. And I see this being really good for what we're gonna do. And then we have our wrist mount. So we're doing a different setting. We want another perspective here. Boom, there we are. That works. Another good one we're going to use is the mounting for going in the water, the flotation. You're out snorkeling, of course you want to bring your camera with you. But on that note, also I will recommend a dive housing for it. Now the camera is allowed to go in the water to a certain degree of depth, but it's always good to have another protective housing. And as you've seen in our travels, we've done a lot of scuba diving, and my plan is to take this underwater and put it on my big camera rig and just light up the reef and get some really cool shots of the marine life down there, because it's just gonna be beautiful. The reef swimming 360 degrees, 8K footage. I really see some awesome stuff ahead for us. But this will be good in the surf, snorkeling, you know, stuff like that. And then a little backup tripod, never hurts, always good. Stability, key in shots. And then we have handlebar attachment or different elements for screw on. So you can get creative and really get into it. Like there we go. And they also gave us another little monopod stick here. So we can work with this, get creative, and, you know, have some fun with it, guys. You're filming, you're making movies, you know. The adventure is all about it, you know. Be one with it. And this here should be the chest, the chest clip. So when we're hiking, we can put across us and go over our shoulders and mount like that. So those is while we're in the jungle, we're trekking, and we don't want to hold the camera. Say we're running the big DSLRs, just mount it on your chest and we can go from there. I think that's going to work out nicely. As I mentioned before, we could also put it on top of a kayak, a boat, or a flat surface. Little suction lock grip here. That's going to be great to just attach and make shots happen. That's what we're after, right? And here we have just different clips, mounting pieces, and just gonna lock things in and secure it for whatever activities that you're doing. And yes, the kits and bonuses here have been very good. And the link for this video will be down below again in the comments. So while you're reading and watching this video, we're gonna look it over and we'll make another video soon of shooting with all this and using some of the attachments for what we're doing now. So let's explore and learn the DJI 360 camera. It's gonna be a great time. Thanks for joining. So when you look at what we got with the package that we got, we spent $539 on Amazon with the camera, the 3 batteries, and all the attachments and selfie stick and case and charging packs like you saw. The other option is to buy the camera alone, the standard set of $357. That's 1 battery, 1 cable, and a pouch. And after that, we have $357 for that there. And then, so that's a good base model. If that's what you want to get, that's great. And then build as you go, that's fantastic. Another option you can go with is the 3 batteries, the selfie stick, the charging block, and that's $510, which is great. That's a good deal. But that did one deal more. I went a little bit further and I saw the adventure pack for $539. And all the attachments, everything else included, looked really, really cool and can be applied to different parts of my trip. So it was a great value, but if you don't want to spend that much, you can get just the base camera, but the links will be down below, so reach out. And if you have comments about your DJI 360 or different ways to use, feel free to share them down below, and let's get a community going about filming and using new equipment. So thanks for watching, stay tuned, and more videos coming with the new DJI Osmo 360. Have a great day, guys.